Again, watch the language very carefully when they're talking about the grant versus the contract versus other transactional agreement or those types of jargon that government uses through. And even in BARDA, a lot of people think we give grants in those areas, but there's really partnerships and contracts. And it's generally, NIH does most of the grant making and some of the Department of Defense. But even in those grant scenarios, the concept for a small entrepreneur or a new entity is to get in front of those. Watch for those announcements when you see the government, Congress, saying we need an initiative on next generation vaccine. You see authorizing language that comes out from Congress saying we need to accelerate development of a new drug or vaccine or a new target area of innovation. That is your opportunity to get in front of the NIH, if it's a grant, or a Department of Defense. And the opportunity to do that are those TechWatch meetings. And so don't wait for a grant announcement to come out. Don't wait for an RFI or an RFP to come out. When you see the government making movements or words about a need, an initiative, call the TechWatch program and ask for a TechWatch meeting. And you can have multiple of these. You can have as many as you think is important, and you can ask for them to help shape the audience of that TechWatch, the participants. Say, we want to talk to whoever is leading this stage 1 grant initiative, or stage 2. We want to talk to the Department of Defense people who are working on some new chemical warfare thing, or in a diagnostic device or so. And they can help shape that audience. So when you get into that meeting, you're kind of pitching to the agency that's going to put out that solicitation or has put out the solicitation. It's really important to know that when the solicitation goes out, the opportunity to speak to the government closes. There are laws and rules in contract in this big FAR, the Federal Acquisition and Regulations, that we have, this big book. Just says once the solicitation is out, we can't talk to companies anymore. Silence. And so you want to get in front of that, and it's up to you, and that's why people pay other agencies a lot of money, or these companies a lot of money, is to sort of watch that movement, have your ear to the ground, especially in your particular area, and when you see that movement, get into that opportunity to communicate and educate.